NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Players.
Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, coming to you from one of the game's most famous venues, the TPC Sawgrass, home to the Players.
And home of the Players too. The PGA Tour professionals that play the tour, they basically run and own this wonderful venue. It is their championship, and it's one that each one of those players playing here this week would want to win. It might not be considered a major, but the Players, it is their championship.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank in a bit of trouble here at the par 5, missing the green on that third shot.
You're just battling to make par. And this is going to be difficult.
Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You've hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Ball sitting down here in the rough, he's digging in. And Frank, that steady play continues.
Rock solid. Excellent approach shot.
So, 2 over par for the round. Up to the 12th, Frank, and a good birdie chance here.
Yeah, good old links, short par 4. This green really divides itself into about 3 sections. There's a little piece to the right, piece short left, and the one at back left. So as long as you know where the flag is, just push that ball into the section where it is. You get up there, you're only going to have 10 or 15 feet left for birdie.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
That looked like a miss hit, Frank.
The lie was okay. It's a little surprising. Maybe wrong club.
So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, who you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or 2. Aimed the club at that and made sure they followed through.
Not his best effort right there. That's a bogey, and now 3 over. A lot of excitement here. Let's take you out to the action once again at the 13th. Frank, what's the mindset this late in the first round when you haven't played your best?
Well, somehow you've got to get into the clubhouse, minimize the damage. And you've also got to figure out what's gone wrong. Little trip to the range, fix it up. Tomorrow will be a better day.
Good news is, Frank, you can see the golf ball. I guess the bad news is that's kind of an uncertain lie in that mulch.
Yeah, there's nothing really good about that. You'd rather it be in the rough.
Well, that approach shot is well to the left, but still, he's on the putting surface. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey, drop shot here at the 13th. These putts keep the round together. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Just a sloppy hole, no other way to say it, and it results in a double bogey. Frank, 14 is so often a pivotal hole here at the TPC Sawgrass.
It is, Rich, and when you see a player hit 2 shots comfortably on this green, you think, what's all the problems about 14? But when you see someone stray left or stray right, you realize that 14 is a real bear.
Frank, they threw him a life vest. He's back on dry land.
And I hope this time he swings, he doesn't have the water wings on.
Third shot now, after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for. Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, rough. Rich, you know, after you've already made one mistake in the rough, there's a chance he's going to make another.
Just trying to get it back out into the fairway and not make a big number. Well, a bit unfortunate in the bunker, Frank.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what his bunker play's like.
Been a tough hole so far. This is the 5th shot and still in the bunker. That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another. I mean, there's skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Been a rocky round. Now to the 15th, and Frank, I know this is a hole that you really like.
Yeah, it gets no respect in my book, which I think is a shame. Just a nice dogleg to the right, and really 2 good shots, and a 3 here, which is actually a rarity. It sets you up for those closing 3 holes. Too often people just take 15 lightly, and 15 has just a gentle nibble that turns into a bite.
Frank, so many different lies in golf. This is one you don't see too much. The golf ball is on the mulch.
Yeah, and it never really sits up, so this is one of those ones you've got to be much more conservative than you'd like to be. Play for the fat of the green.
Well, at least he can draw on the experience from the previous hole. Again, in the bunker. Anything you do differently with your setup?
Just dig my feet into the sand a little bit more, but make sure you focus on the exact spot on the ball you want to hit.
Out of the sand and back on the fairway.
Yeah, good shot. Just really utilized that little bit between the ears. Realized he couldn't reach the green, and instead opted for fairway.
Not too unhappy with that, Frank, at 17 feet.
No, from that distance, it's more than good.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. That's about as depressing a moment as there is in golf. When you miss the bogey putt, you know you're staring at double. Not a gimme, but well within his range. You can see the look of disgust, and it's justifiable. It's a double bogey.
Well, that'll do it for today. Not a great performance, not on the first page of that leaderboard.
Yeah, the people on the top of this leaderboard are there for a reason. They hit more fairways, more greens. It sounds easy, and I know this is a difficult course, but that's the way it's going to have to be played.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Players. There really is nothing like it in golf. The stadium course at TPC Sawgrass, home to the Players Championship. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. And what a golf course, Frank. And obviously the most famous hole is that little island, par 3, 17th. And it's the ultimate hold-your-breath moment. When that ball is airborne on a Sunday afternoon, you don't know. Wet or dry, victory or agonizing defeat.
It's certainly a great temptress, and it's fitting in this golf course that was created for two reasons by Pete Dye. It was created to be a cliffhanger of sorts and to test the great players of the world. And, of course, it was built with natural viewing in mind. So it's the perfect stadium venue for this championship.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing. Well, that's a smart shot. A lot of people would have tried to be a little more heroic from there, but there was no need.
Back on the fairway, back in play.
And he's made it onto the green now. And getting ready for the putt. Just misses. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts.
Just a couple of feet. Good putt. Now the time to be aggressive. Par 5, 558-yard, 11th hole, Frank. What's the key here?
Tee it high and let it fly. This is the big chance here. This is one of the widest fairways on the golf course. This is where you chance it all. You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up.
All right, now another shot from the rough.
Yeah, this time better be better than the one we just saw. This looks like it's heading for the bunker. Just too much juicy grass between the ball and the club face. It's always going to come up short out of that sort of light.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole.
Shouldn't be a problem here.
Oh my goodness, how did he miss that? Not what he had in mind when he stepped to the tee, but it would be just one drop shot. This for bogey. Frank, it has been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey.
Up now, hole number 12. It's a short one, 358-yard, par 4.
This can catch you off guard. If you just try and hit the ball on the fairway, if you're on the middle of the fairway, the left side, you will have a blind second shot. So ideally, hit it down that right side of the fairway if you want to see the flag.
So the shot has landed, I'm not sure if it's on the mulch or in the mulch. Either way, it's in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, he doesn't have mulch of a shot your left.
That looked like a miss hit, Frank.
The lie was okay. It's a little surprising. maybe wrong club.
And it is not looking like a good lie. He'll need to be strong with this.
Well, from in trouble, Rich, at least he's back in play.
On the fairway from the rough. And he's made the green.
You'd like that one again.
Really no chance to go in there. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. That hole certainly got the best of him. Triple bogey. Frank, so much focus on the back nine here at the stadium course at TPC Sawgrass on the 17th hole with the island green. I think 13 gets lost sometimes, but the pros know this is a really good hole.
Oh, it can be disastrous too. That's, I think, what you're referring to, Rich. There's a big ridge in the middle of the screen that bisects the top side with the bottom side on the left. So even when the flag's on the left, you don't have to go directly at it, because that normally causes the problem with the wooden bulkheads down the left side and obviously the water left of that. So something on the ridge can often run down towards the left. But we have seen the odd hole-in-one here over the years.
Little redemption chance here, had bogey yesterday. This hole is playing tough. Bogey here yesterday, now looking at bogey again. Well, you almost lose count at this point. Safe to say, not under par. In fact, well over par. Now one of the most demanding holes on this golf course, the 14th, 481-yard par 4.
If you ever want a litmus test at TPC Sawgrass on who's playing well, check the tee shots on 14. If you stripe it down here, you know you're driving the ball well. Too often we see people messing with the mounds on the right.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Uh-oh, this one's going left, Frank.
Oh, and it gets a good kick. It's only in the first cut.
Not too
That's
bad.
not too bad.
Frank, I like the way he sort of starts his swing a little bit on the outside and then drops it right on plane. What a shot. I mean, almost in. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Well, not in contention, but in for par. Back to the TPC Sawgrass, the 15th hole. It's a par 4 as we make our way to this finishing stretch. And Frank, what's in store for the players here?
Another one of those par 4s around 450 yards. Ideally hit a tee shot down the right side, keeping it away from that bunker. But that's a flat bunker down the right with no lip, so it's still not too bad. Biggest problem here is that green. So many undulations on this green. Hazard.
Maybe wet. Frank made this hole just a little bit harder, hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
Frank, this is where the mental game really comes into play. You've hit a second consecutive shot into the rough.
This could pound very, very quickly. So now's a chance to just take a little breath, take a breather, and try to make sure this shot certainly gets out.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey.
A very quick exit, miscut. Not the only one there, but surprising.
The weekend now to regroup. Just didn't hit many good shots.